Just listening to each of your stories, there's this common theme of, well, I wasn't trained to do this. I'm not really a business person. But as we go around the room, what you hear is you're all very accomplished artists and business people. And I think there's nothing more powerful than hearing the real life stories of all of you.
Floriona's in charge because she's going to be teaching us how to make these beautiful floral arrangements. And then I'm going to facilitate a little conversation for us. I just want to hear more about your journeys, more about how you're thinking about growth on Etsy, how we can better support you all. And of course, you have Kruti here, who is so willing to answer questions. So with that, do you want to give us a little overview of what we're making?
Yeah, absolutely. What we're going to make today is a paper flower that you can actually see. This is what the final flower would look like. But of course, they're all going to be unique, not just because the colors are slightly different, but also because they are made by your hands, which are unique. Everyone take their quilling tool and the center, this is the center, and there's a slot in the middle. You're going to find that slot and then put it in. Using your finger, I'm going to gently press down because what I want is for the roll to be tight. So if I let go, for example, like this, if I let go, it will unroll. And we don't want that. We want the roll to be tight.
I talk to my mom every day on the phone. And so I was talking to her last night and telling her about this event. And she was like, you know, I really regret not trying to start a business on Etsy ages ago because my mom is a really talented seamstress. She used to make my Halloween costumes and she was amazing. She made all of her own clothes in high school when she was growing up. And she was like, you know, I feel like it just would have given me a level of financial security. My parents got divorced when I was young. And she was like, oh, how amazing that these women are starting businesses. And I was like, yeah, I want to hear more about, you know, why you all were compelled to start your business.
Totally by accident. I was a new mom when I started my shop. I think I had a desire to, you know, be as present as possible for my daughter, while also showing her that, you know, I don't know, just setting an example for her that you can do it all. Yeah. I mean, not
within reason.
In a toxic way, right?
Not necessarily with
you can do everything, but the things that you want to do, you can do them.
For me, Etsy came at the perfect time because I loved painting and crafting and painting ceramics, but then I had young children and I wanted to create a stream of income where I could be home more with them, and I was working part-time, and so we slowly built my Etsy shop, and eventually the numbers worked out that I could transition to home when they were in elementary school, and so I was able to be present for them as their lives got busier, but also work during school hours. And since then, it's grown so much that I was saying I'm now the breadwinner of the family, and it really has changed our trajectory for my family. So
good for you. That is really amazing. You bring up kind of these growth milestones, and I'm curious for you all, like, what does growth look like to you?
Well, I'm trying to go to Paris. There was a trend going on a few months ago, and where it was like you have to get a certain amount of 2 goals in a row in order to like get something huge, like, you know, go to Paris. The goals that we've hit, I'm shocked that we've hit them. So I'm grateful for that.
Oh, but yeah, this is really exciting. I'm so excited for you.
Pictures.
Yes.
It's so important not only to set goals, but to really take a moment to appreciate not only reaching it, but the journey and all of the work that it took to get there. Can't wait to see, you know, pictures from your Paris trip.
I'm very excited.
From my very first meetings with sellers, I've heard that one of the things that makes Etsy feel distinct from other places that you can sell is it really feels like a collaborative community rather than a competitive environment. What you'd hear often is, whether it was through forums or through in-person events, that it was because you're often building your businesses on your own from home. That was where it felt like you had coworkers to ask advice. So I think that's part of what has always made this community special. I'm just wondering, have you found that same kind of connection and community with other Etsy sellers, or have you found it elsewhere?
I had Lyme disease for years, and the only thing I could do was sit and craft with my kids. They're my coworkers. Basically, I'm always asking for their input. And then last night at 10:30, my daughter, I guess this relates to the Women's Day thing, but she said, I'm going to cry probably, but you're going to be so amazing tomorrow. I'm so proud of you. This wonderful, much deserved achievement. You're such an inspiring business person and creative, and I've learned so much from you. I'm so happy you get this adventure to acknowledge your talent and success. So good.
That's amazing.
To be seen that way through the eyes of your children is so incredible. And you did that. You've done
For me, that's success, right?
Absolutely. So how are we doing? I do like in the middle of the finals.
We're not done with this yet. We are going to eventually open it, but not yet. We're going to let the glue set a bit. So we're just going to gently remove it from...
This is the moment of
I know, I'm really
try
scared.
to grab it from like the center. We have two kinds of petals. We have these beautiful, this reminds me of a sun actually, a sunburst shape. These are our transitional petals. These are the actual petals. But it's going to be the same technique that we use to shape them. But basically we're just going to press on the sides, just like so. And then once you've pressed a couple of times, you can start doing a circular motion.
So many of our sellers are shops of one. And Allison, who do you go to if you like need to vent to someone or if you want advice or support?
I definitely think the friends I've made at markets has made a big impact because they know exactly what kind of wagon do you bring to your market and like what's your setup and where do you get your things. And so like I know this girl who makes sourdough bread, she's like my bread girl, and like I have someone who does embroidery, and so we're always like so excited when we're going to the same events. We're like, oh, we're gonna be booth buddies, and it's been nice to kind of like relate to them even though we're not doing the same craft, that they're in that space and they're really doing the artist life that like no one seems they can't really relate to.
I have a lot of people buy different things for their parties from different Etsy sellers, so we've all become friends. Somebody will make banners or someone will make the invitation, and so I'll mention to my husband, well, Abby or this one, and he's like, is that the no card lady or the banner? I talk about them like we're hanging out all the time. Exactly.
All right, ladies, everything looks great so far. You're doing awesome. Now set aside your transitional petals, and with the same technique, you're going to go around the perimeter of each petal. Oops, and each just press down. Then circular motions.
What are the moments you all know when you're showing up in your buyers' lives? Like, what are those moments where maybe they tell you like, oh, this is for a friend's birthday, or like, where are you all kind of showing up and how do you hear about it?
For me, the ones that are really, really fun are the ones that it's something that they relate to, but might not be that funny. It's kind of like a haha, but also like horrifying. And it's such a bonding moment too, especially when you see them in person. They go, oh my gosh, this is me. Like, this is so me. I made some that said Menti Bee on them.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Right. And so they like totally related to that. And then I made some that said somebody sedate me. So I made like 5 of those, and they went so quick because someone's like, this is me. Like, this is what I need to do. I actually had an anesthesiologist come and she sedates people. So she bought one. Yeah. But when people have things like that, they can kind of make light of things that maybe aren't so funny, but they are funny as a charm or something they can share with other people.
I just had someone want me to create a commission for the house that she grew up in, and her parents have both passed away. And she still has the house, and she knows she's going to be selling it soon, and she wants me to do a painting of the apple blossoms on the tree in front of the house. And so she's like, okay, we're going to set up a time when they're just about to bloom, and I'm going to go there. And she said the reason why she chose me was because she knew that I could tell a story and like had the emotion behind it. Obviously hearing the emotion behind it. So I thought that was really, really special.
I'm loving everything that you guys are making so far. It's looking great. If you want to add a little bit more height in the center with your ball stylus, just go in the base and do that circular motion, or just press down just to lift the petals.
Ooh.
Now, If you lifted them up too much and you don't like that look, then just flip it and then just press it down a bit.
Oh, I love how it's kind
There is no too much.
So it's really up to you. We're going to attach the petals to the stem, and I'm gonna come around with my hot glue gun. I'm gonna be adding one dot or maybe a couple here to the base. And then I want you guys to just push up.
In my group of girlfriends, we talk a lot about imposter syndrome and kind of overcoming that, and like, how does that manifest for you all and how do you overcome it?
I was also working in offices and I never really did like any arts and crafts until like for my husband's work. We were traveling to South Korea, and then I met a teacher who was teaching workshops for leather craft. That's my first step getting into this world. And I was so grateful for it because I just love how accessible it is to everybody. All these years I've been trying different things and posting, and sometimes people say, oh, your art is beautiful, and I wish one day I could do what you do. Like, oh, thank you. That really warms my heart. Everybody has imposter syndrome. And I feel like, okay, we're kind of all in the same boat.
What we're going to do right now is taking the transitional petals that you all layered with the center. We're going to leave the flower down for now. So just add a liberal amount of glue.
It dries clear.
Like this.
It's a drying.
It does dry clear, yes. And then try to place it right in the center.
How did you all learn about kind of more business management?
As Etsy has grown and I've grown along with it, I think the tools have helped me because I have no business experience as an English major. And just having one platform where everything is for me has been nice with taxes and shipping and all the logistical side of it, and having it all in one place.
And the stats are amazing.
Yes, the stats. I've learned through Etsy's with the little pop-up windows where it'll say, well, this is what this means. And okay, now I know.
You guys can start now opening up the center, starting with the very outer layers.
I just need to put my crown on one time.
Use your fingers. There's really no right or wrong way to do it, but this is the idea that everything is going to open up, but the lower petals here can go down lower. The petals that are up here can stay a bit higher. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm saying play around.
Bridges the gap.
Go
So exciting to see this come to life, really.
It is.
It warms my heart to hear that you're finding the shop stats useful. Kalia, who you met earlier, was one of the original people who worked on that. And it's taken time to continue to improve it and make it more useful. But watch that space. I'm really excited for some of the watch that space. I'm excited for some of the work that the teams are doing now to make all of the data that we provide and the tools that we provide even more useful and accessible and understandable, because there is a lot, but sometimes the challenge is how do I make use of it and know what to do with it. And so there's some work that we're doing in that space. So I'm excited to get that in front of you and to frankly to hear your feedback on it as it comes out into the world. So I love hearing that people love shop stats.
I love putting the dates in and seeing how much I made in this or like what that was, and then compare it to last year.
Yes.
I love doing that. And that can help with the imposter syndrome.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Just a little boost, mental boost. Yes.
Just listening to each of your stories, there's this common theme of, well, I wasn't trained to do this, or I didn't, I'm not really a business person, but as we go around the room, what you hear is you're all very accomplished artists and business people. The thing is, you look at people who are more experienced or more accomplished and you think they can't possibly feel that way or have felt that way. But the truth is, this is a universal human experience, right?
Absolutely.
Healing.
We're going to go ahead and place the sepal whenever you are ready.
What's this called? The
sepal.
Sepal.
Yeah, unless I'm pronouncing it wrong.
No, we're not.
My first language, but
Is it it goes up and then out?
So yes, up and out. Basically, the we're going to add glue only on the tips.
Tell me more about where you find creative energy, because I need it sometimes.
Custom orders. People will send me inspiration photos or other products that they bought. It helps me kind of get out of my rut of painting the same style over and over. I'll get to paint something new, and it usually ends up being something that I add to my shop. It's kind of a win-win.
Yeah, I find that customers often have the best ideas that I'm like, oh, I wish I had thought of that.
Yeah, these stories are such great examples of how that two-way interaction and how the creativity flows back and forth.
As we add the floral tape, we're going to simply wrap it around the stem. And then once you're about like 1/3 of a way down, you're going to add the leaves. You can add 1 or 2.
We're so happy to have you all here and celebrating the many, many sellers on Etsy that are, women entrepreneurs who are doing their own thing. We all work so hard that we don't take a moment to say, what am I going to do to celebrate myself? What's one way that you are going to celebrate yourself, your success, give yourself some credit?
This might sound silly, but as an entrepreneur and as a mom, I've been just so focused on, work mode, mom mode, and that's it. And as a consequence, I have sort of neglected my social life and my girlfriends. And so something that I want to do is to just get together and go out not as a mom, not as a business owner, but just go out as me and be together in real life, IRL.
You wake up and you get your children out, and then you go straight to unload the kilns and do, I think, what I've been trying to. I've made it 3 days this calendar year, but just get out and walk and just take a few, even 20 minutes to just. It's so easy to just throw yourself into it as soon as everybody leaves the house, and that's been on my list. But now this makes me feel more accountable.
I'm learning how to knit socks this year.
That's great.
I like to learn something new every year.
So nice.
I set time aside for myself. I do my activities. They keep me sane.
This is going to be the family dinner topic for us this week. Hopefully tomorrow. The kids have activities late today, but for tomorrow dinner, I'm going to share your stories with them because I think it's really important for them to understand the reason that I do what I do. And I think there's nothing more powerful than hearing the real life stories of all of you to help them see and really understand and feel that.
We feel just like,
They're so pretty.
So I hope you are proud of your creations.
I am. I'm going to take a picture of you guys.
Of course.